Ladies, happy Saturday. Apologies for not having a video for last week. I don't know what happened to the footage. I just seem to have lost all of it. So I'm going to try to play catch up with you today on how so far the month of June is going when it comes to reading and everything else. As you know, my biggest focus has been the Friends Readathon that I am doing with everybody over on Discord. We're having a very, very good time with it. And so I'm going to share with you the books that I've read for that so far and what their prompts are. And then I'm going to share a little bit with you the bingo prompts I've done and things of that nature. But I first wanted to share with you my June book of the month picks because I got those in the mail and I had footage of it, but the footage is gone. So I got Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres. So this is for generations, the Kalate family has guarded a collection of ancient and rare books that let a person walk through walls or manipulate the elements. Books of magic, and half-sister Joanna and Esther have been raised to revere the project. All magic comes with a price though, and for years the sisters have been separated. Esther has fled to a remote base in Antarctica to escape the fate that killed her mother, and Joanna's isolated herself in their family home in Vermont, devoting her life to the study of these cherished volumes. But after their father dies suddenly while reading a book Joanna has never seen before, the sisters must reunite to preserve their family legacy. In the process, they'll uncover a world of magic far bigger and more dangerous than they ever imagined, and all the secrets their parents kept hidden. Secrets that span centuries, continents, and even other libraries. So there's that one. And then I also picked The Wishing Game, which actually also happens to be Liv's Libraries. And so I've actually already read this. I read it for a bingo prompt for the Friends Readathon and also for the book club. This story is very good. It was a 5-star read. It's very short. It's less than 300 pages. It is about a woman named Lucy who is a kindergarten teacher aide, and she had a really rough childhood, grew up in a rough situation, and so she fell in love with these books called the Clock Island books, and it's a whole series of books. There's like 60 plus of them, supposedly. And each of the books follow a kid that has escaped to Clock Island to try to get wishes made, and so they make wishes and they're hoping to get their wishes answered. Would you stop? And so Lucy did run away there at one point and met the author. It's like for the last 6 years, the author has stopped writing these books and he's just kind of become a recluse. And in that time, like I said, Lucy has become a kindergarten teacher aide, and she tutors a little boy named Christopher who is in foster care and lives in a foster family, and her hope is to eventually foster to adopt him. And it's really hard for her right now because she doesn't have any money, she doesn't have stable living, all of these things. And so all of a sudden the author of the Clock Island books comes out of the woodwork, and he sets up a contest and he invites people to the island, and they have a contest, and whoever wins the contest gets a copy of his most recent book that he wrote. So she is invited for the contest. It's a contest, and I'm not gonna give you away too much, but it's a contest. It's a really fun, it's a very interesting contest. So yes, it's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. As someone that works with kids in foster care and case managers and things of that nature, it does have a really great representation of what life in foster care for kids is really like, and how it is really, really hard, even when you find a kid that you want to foster and possibly adopt, how hard it is to actually become a foster parent and how hard it is to really adopt a kid, even when you want to be a parent. And so it was very, very good. This was for the bingo prompt, The Purple Door. You're supposed to read a book with purple on the cover, so winning. Like I said, 5 stars. It was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. It's very whimsical. It's very magical. It has a very happy ending. So yes, I highly recommend it. Okay, so those are my book of the month picks. And then I had a birthday also last week. And so my husband got me a hammock for the backyard so I can sit back there and read in my hammock. I haven't set it up yet, but I will soon, hopefully. My dad got me a gift card to Amazon, and so I already spent it Thanks, Dad. And I bought everything I need to decorate my bookshelves. I'm gonna decorate them with like cherry blossom strands and some fun little twinkle lights. It'll be good, I think. So I will show you that once I have all that stuff and I actually get it all done. My aunt got me a couple of candles that I really liked. They smell really good. She also got me these. They're earrings. They're Minnie Mouse earrings because we're going on a Disney cruise.
I can't wait to see Mickey and Minnie.
Back up. And they have my birthstone color in them. I don't really want to dig them out of the bag, but hopefully you can kind of see. So, focus. So, they're really pretty. She bought me those as well, and a couple candles.
Where's the Disney gift card?
Don't worry about my Disney gift card. And of course, I got a couple Disney gift cards. Happy birthday to me. And then my aunt also bought me Sky Without Stars. I knew that this one was coming because I was with her when she bought it, because I had told her that I wanted it, and I told her the premise of the book, and so she bought it, and she said, I'm not gonna give it to you till your birthday. I said, okay, that's fine. So this book, this series is supposed to be sci-fi meets Les Mis, like Les Miserables. So it says, when the last days came, the planet of Laterre promised hope, but 500 years later, it's now a place where an extravagant elite class reigns supreme, where the clouds hide the stars and the poor starve in the streets, where a rebel group long thought dead is resurfacing. Whispers of revolution have begun, a revolution that hinges on three unlikely heroes. Shatine, a street-savvy thief who will do anything to escape the brutal regime, including spying on Marcellus, the grandson of the most powerful man on the planet. Marcellus is an officer and the son of a traitor, groomed to command by his legendary grandfather. Marcellus begins to doubt the government he's vowed to serve when he discovers a cryptic message that only one person, a girl named Alouette, can read. Alouette is living in an underground refuge where she guards and protects the last surviving library on the planet. But a shocking murder will bring Alouette to the surface for the first time in 12 years and plunge Laterre into chaos. All three have roles to play in a dangerous game of revolution, and together they will shape the future of the planet. Power, romance, and destiny collide in the sweeping reimagining of Victor Hugo's masterpiece, Les Miserables. I'm excited. Les Mis is one of my favorite musicals. I haven't actually read the book. It's very thick and very scary, so I haven't read it yet. It's intimidating. It's like on my list of most intimidating books, but that one I think sounds good, and what I've heard of it, what people have said about it, has all been good as well. So I got that book for my birthday, and then I also got cups. My aunt got me cups, and then Justin made me brownies, and the kids were really good with me. We went shopping. We bought them a bunch of clothes. I bought myself some clothes. We had a good time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then let me give you an update now on my reading and what I've done. So I've read These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. This was very good. I think I gave it 4 stars, mostly because there were parts of it that dragged a little bit. And Bree, the character, is very repetitive in certain aspects. But it was really good. The story was very good. There were lots of twists, lots of turns. I had a theory at the beginning of this book, and it was proven sort of kind of true, but not the way I expected it to be true. And then the ending was quite the twist. I am looking forward to getting my hands on the second one, but I'm going to wait until it is in paperback, because I have this one in paperback, and I'm one of those people that's like, if I have this one in paperback, I want the other one in paperback, or I'm gonna have to buy them both in hardcover. So this was for my Rachel prompt of cut up the credit card, which was basically pick a book from your own TBR. That's what I did. I didn't have to go buy a new one, none of that, right? So then I read Immortality. This was for the prompt Mean Green Machine, which was like, read a book with a strong female character. So this book is by Dana Schwartz. It is the sequel to the duology, the Anatomy duology, and it is very good. It is following Hazel still. I don't want to get too far. I don't want to get crazy into this because, like I said, it is the second book, so I would be giving you a ton of spoilers, but it was really good. I really like the way they ended the series. But if you don't know what the series is, the first book is Anatomy, and basically you're following Hazel, who is a woman who lives in Edinburgh, and it's in the 1800s, and she wants to be a surgeon, doctor, and in this day and age, a woman can't be a surgeon or a doctor. So she dresses up as a man to try to join the surgeon anatomy classes. She ends up being found out, and the professor basically says, if you can pass the exam without any classes, then I will make it possible for you to be a surgeon, be a doctor. And so she's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this work. And so she meets Jack, who is basically body thief. He goes into cemeteries and steals cadavers for the medical schools, and so they team up together. She works with him and gets bodies that she can work on and things of that nature. So yes, and then there's a very big twist at the end. Obviously won't give that away, but it's a very good series. This was a very good ending to it. So I highly recommend this duology. It is really great. It is very, I am woman, hear me roar. I love books like that. So then of course, as I said, I read The Wishing Game that I loved, and it was for the bingo prompt, The Purple Door. And I'm like going through all my books here. I have so many here. And then other prompts I've done so far, I did the self-care prompt. Justin took the kids with him to go grocery shopping so I could have a few hours by myself. And I took a bath, I did a face mask, I had a drink. I was finishing up these Hollow Vows at the time, and so I got that book done. So that was my little self-care thing that I did. And then another one was Central Perk, and it was get a fun drink, and I had stopped and gotten coffee. That was a sweet cream cold brew that had French vanilla shots and a raspberry shot and then cream and sweetener, and it was delightful. I had a really good time with that. So now I am reading Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelley Van Pelt. I've heard wonderful things about this book, so I'm very excited. It's for the Rachel GIF prompt, where it's like an illustrated cover or a pretty cover or a funny cover, and it is very illustrated. I'm also reading this weekend for Liv's Library's summer readathon that she's doing, and the prompts for that were blue on the cover, set on a coast, and an animal or something of similar to that would be in the ocean, so like octopus, pirate, things of that nature. And this hits all three prompts. So it has blue on the cover, it is about an octopus, and it is set on the coast. So I'm just reading this one book, and I'm gonna knock out all the prompts, and I'm gonna knock out a prompt for the Friends Readathon while reading it. I am not very far into it. I am maybe only on chapter 2. I've just met Marcellus, who is the octopus, and I have met Tova, who is basically an older woman who is the overnight janitor, custodian for the aquarium that Marcellus lives in. And apparently the two of them are going to strike up a very nice friendship, and Marcellus is going to help Tova through a hard time. So we'll see how it goes. That is where I am. That is my update for you. I will be working on Remarkably Bright Creatures. We are going to my niece's 18th birthday / graduation party today, this evening. And then Charlie is gonna stay with my sister for the night, spend some time with their aunt. This one's gonna come home with me and Justin. And then tomorrow it's gonna be pretty quiet. You're gonna be tired after this party. Then Cadence and I made plans. She got these water beads from a friend of ours, and she loves them. She loves them, and so I'm going to, at some point
make them
soon,
with the balloons.
We made stress balls with them yesterday.
Squishy, squishy.
And with a balloon and the water beads, and so she really liked the water beads, and so my friend gave me the rest of them, and I told her that I would put them in maybe a kiddie pool and let her swim around in the water beads. So hopefully I will find time to get that done, because this kid will never let me forget that I promised that. I also told her that we could maybe put them in the bathtub, but I have to figure out the proper way to drain them. It takes 4 hours for them to expand, and I don't want them going down my drain.
What's a drain?
It's where all the water goes when you hit the button and circles down the drain. I am gonna hop up off here. I'm gonna read. I'm going to maybe join some sprints if I can find some. Cadence is watching Addams Family 2, the animated version of it, and I'm gonna read and hang out and relax until I have to be in Illinois for this party. So hope you guys are having a really great day. I hope you guys had a really great week last week. Like I said, I had a very nice birthday, so it was enjoyable, right? I think I'm gonna go have a piece of my key lime gooey butter cake, which my best friend bought me for my birthday.
It's Aunt Susan.
Aunt Susie bought it for me. All right, I hope you guys are having a really good day, and I will catch up with you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait.
Hey besties, happy Sunday. So I just got a delivery, as you can hear, and it should be all the stuff that I need to decorate my shelves. So I figured maybe I'd share that with you, and then I'm going to dust the shelves off, take all the breakable stuff off, and then try to put it all together. So, let me show you what I got. So, I know a lot of people do like vines and other flowers, but like my favorite real flower is cherry blossoms. So, I bought these strands. There's a ton of them. So, I bought a bunch of strands of cherry blossoms. Already lost one, isn't that nice? That I'm gonna hang, you know, like kind of like so. And then around the tops and stuff, I have a bunch of those. And then I bought a ton of fairy lights. So I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm very excited. I need to run out to my car because I bought little like command hooks to put up there for the cherry blossoms. So we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna clean it off, do some dusting, things of that nature, and then yeah, I'll show you as I'm going. All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Don't listen to what everyone else says. Take your time. You're not their mess. Yeah, you might not be at your best, but it's fine.
So apparently I miscounted. I only have 4 of these, which means I'm gonna have to buy more, but you can see my plan coming together. So I want to buy some so that I can go across the top and then on the shelves here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'll do the long ones and order more. I need to order more flowers. I need to order more flowers. Okay, friends. Clearly it is not completed yet, but you're getting the general idea. I'm gonna get more cherry blossoms that I can put up here, and then I can cut to fit the bookshelves. I even messed with some of the fairy lights and put them in here, so that can have some fairy lights in it. And then yeah, got that. And the lights go all the way down and wrap around the bottom. So right now the cherry blossoms are just chilling while I work on it. So then you got like the same thing over here. So I'll do the same thing up there. there, there, and there, so that I have cherry blossoms across. And then I put new fairy lights in that because it came with so many fairy lights. So yeah, there you have it, friends. For the most part, I'm gonna order some more and then maybe you'll get to see the rest of it. Yay!
I don't mind telling truths when you need to hear them, and be kind when that's what you prefer. How about when you can't see a way out, help you fight and let you know that it won't always be this way. You will get there someday, babe. Feel the sun on your face, visit Paris or Broadway, and chill out on Sundays. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm on your side through the worst days. I just have to say I miss my best friend, seeing her smile. Still, I don't mind telling truths when you need to hear them, and be kind when that's what you prefer. How about when you can't see a way out, help you fight and let you know that it won't always be this way. You will get there someday, babe. Feel the sun on your face, visit Paris or Broadway, and chill out on Sundays. Stop, just hold on a minute. This part is nearly finished. You'll get a fresh.
Good girl. Good girl.
Get the ball. Don't bite him.
Oh,
Lord. So count to 10, take a deep breath. This is the only way you'll ever find out that it won't always be this way.
Hello, besties. How are we doing? So apologies in advance if this vlog is way shorter than I anticipated it being. Seems as though I didn't have as much to share as I thought I would, and it's been a pretty quiet week. So Saturday I went to my niece's graduation / birthday party, spent most of the day there, came home, read, and then Sunday went to church, went to lunch, came home. Justin worked in the basement. I read. So, and I decorated my bookshelves, which you saw. And I actually got the rest of the cherry blossoms that I wanted. So I will hopefully be able to wrap that up and you'll get to see that as well. And it's just been very, very quiet. The kids are home for a summer break. I am working from home for the most part this week. We don't have any clients, and so I'm working from here. And it's just been a lot of work and reading when I can, and hanging out with the kids, and putting my hammock together, and going outside, and just trying to do all of that kind of stuff. But I do have quite an update for you. I am still doing the Friends Readathon, and I will show you guys the journal for that later once I'm working on it. Again, I have some updates to add to it. and I'm pretty far. I've done several of the prompts for Rachel, and I'm almost at bingo. Tonight I will get bingo at least one direction because I'm going to see the Carole King musical Beautiful at the Muni, and that is something I'm very passionate about, and that's one of the bingo prompts, is to do something you're passionate about. So going to musical theater, I'm very passionate about that if you haven't figured that out yet. So yes, that is on the agenda for tonight. I will update you on where I am once I have my journal out. It's currently charging. So, and as you can see, I really need to reorganize my book cart. That's embarrassing. So the other bingo prompts I finished is I read a book set in the 90s, and then I read a book set in New York. Both of them were little graphic novels. So the book I did that was set in the 90s is I read Clueless senior year. Very nostalgic for me. I loved Clueless, the movie, as when I was growing up. It was so fun to me. It made me laugh every time. Made me wish I was Cher, you know? And this was cute. This was nostalgic. This was fun. It's interesting to see these characters again after so long. I did enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars just because it was nostalgic and cute, and the drawings were pretty good. Like the artwork, credit for the artwork. So yeah, it was a really quick read. I got bingo for it. Moving on. The next one I read, I didn't even bother admitting that I read it. I didn't even put it on my Goodreads because I spent the whole time confused. I didn't know what was going on, but it's Paul Auster, City of Glass, adaptation by Paul Kurisk and David Mazzucchelli. So I can't even really tell you what this was about because I don't know. I read this whole thing and I don't really remember what it was about. It's about I think it's about a detective, a private detective that's doing a job for somebody, and he's going under a name of somebody that actually exists, and I don't know. I didn't even rate it. I didn't even admit that I read it on Goodreads, but it was set in New York, so it counts for bingo. That's all I need to say about that. So then for the Rachel gift prompt, you have to read a book with a illustrated cover. At least that's what I did for the prompt. So I read and finished Remarkably Bright Creatures. This book was a 5-star read. It's beautifully written. It is a lot of fun. Marcellus is the octopus, and he's just wonderful. I love Marcellus. I also love Tova, who is a little old lady in it, who is struggling. Like I felt really, really bad for her at the beginning, and I was like, could your life get any worse? Like, she lost her son, she lost her husband, and it's very sad. And so then you are introduced to several characters, and you start to wonder, how are all of these people connected, right? And you learn how all of these people are connected with the help of Marcellus. You learn how people are connected. And Marcellus is extremely smart. He's witty. His chapters are always like day 1305 of my captivity because he lives in a water tank at the aquarium. It's all very cute. I will say it's still a 5-star read because it's a beautifully written book and such a great idea. It was a really, really great idea. But there were parts in this where I was like, okay, can we get to the point? Mostly because I had figured out the twist pretty early on. And so even though I really loved this book, and I really loved Marcellus, and I really loved the character development, and I loved where things were going, I was at this point where it's like, okay, I know the twist. And that's, I think, one of my biggest issues is when I figure out the twist of a book, I'm like, okay, can I just be done? Because I already know what's gonna happen. Even if I really like the book. This isn't the first time it's happened. It's not the only time it's happened. But even if I really like a book, I still feel that way. And I really liked this book. This book got 5 stars. But I felt like, okay, I kind of know what's going to happen. I know how this is going to play out. I just kind of want to get to the end. But I still loved it. It was still really, really good. I don't want to say anything negative about it. I really loved Cameron. Cameron is one of the characters in this book, and I'm not going to give too many details because it would be all spoilers. But he has quite the character development, and I really like it. I really like the way he turns out. I really like the part he plays. I really like Cameron. And maybe at first you don't, but by the end of it, he's a favorite. So yes, again, 5 stars, very cute, very beautifully written, wonderful, teared up. It is like equal parts heartbreaking and equal parts lovely, because it has quite a story about family and who your family is and how you can find your family, and how even the an octopus can become part of your family. It's very good. It's very cute. I really enjoyed it. I get why people like it as much as they do. So then I read, which was not an anticipated read for me this month. I was not planning on reading it, but because of the Friends Readathon, I volunteered to do a Unagi prompt where you can read a book and it takes points away from another team. And so I was like, well, I have a book that would be a pretty quick read and I'll just knock it out and I'll get our team a Unagi thing. I read Pages and Company, The Book Wanderers by Anna James. It's the first book in this series. It is such an interesting concept. I don't know, I gave it 4 stars, but it's a really cute book and it's a really interesting concept. She is a little girl who lives with her grandparents and her grandparents run a bookstore, basically. Her mom is missing, her mom is gone. They tell her dad died at a young age when she was a baby. You're following Tilly. Her name is Matilda, but they call her Tilly. And she is just kind of a loner kid. She loves books, she loves stories. Her favorites are Anne of Green Gables and Alice in Wonderland. And as the book continues, Alice and Anne show up. And she's very confused and, she's trying to explain this to her friend Oscar. And Oscar's like, you have imaginary friends. That's cool. She's like, they're not imaginary. They're there. I promise you they're there. So then she gets pulled into these stories and she's so confused. And I don't blame her. But it turns out that she's a book wanderer. And she's able to wander through different stories and different books, just like her grandmother, just like her grandfather. At one point, she hears her grandma talking to somebody named Lizzie, who I can only assume is Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, because her grandma says like that's her favorite book. And then she sees her dad talking to some man with a flat-eared hat and smoking a pipe, and it's Sherlock Holmes because that's Granddad's favorite book. And she ends up talking to Anne with an E and Alice in Wonderland. I think what made this book even better for me is because I have just recently read Anne of Green Gables, and I could hear it in my head, like when Anne is talking to her and how fast Anne talks and how much Anne talks and the things she says and language she uses. Like I could hear it in my head. I knew what was happening, and I just smiled because I was like, I am so grateful that I read Anne of Green Gables, and I have read Alice in Wonderland, and I've seen the movie 1,000 times, so I understood all of the little nuances and all of the little flashbacks and all of that kind of stuff. It was good. Like I said, it's 4 stars. It's very cute. It kept me entertained. I smiled a lot. Mostly because I love books about books. I feel like I've said that 1,000 times. I love books about books. I love books about bookstores. I love books about libraries. I do. I find something wonderful about them. And this book was actually recommended to me by my aunt's friend, Deb, who's also my friend. She read it, and I think she's continued on with the series. So I'll have to see what she thinks, but I really did enjoy this. It was very cute to watch a cute little awkward girl named Matilda find a friend in Oscar and get to know a little bit more about her history and her family and who her parents are, because you do figure out all of that as well. There's a big twist at the end that you don't really see coming, but you're like, this is suspect, this is suspicious. Again, it's very good. It's a middle grade, meant for ages up to 11, but I mean, it's very cute. It's got some really interesting like illustrations. There was one I wanted to show. So like when she's talking about Alice in Wonderland, you can see Alice and the playing cards. There's like, so it's not just a bunch of words. There are pictures, which is nice, even if it's just little things. Like, I mean, teeny tiny little things. Like when they talk about magic, and what magic is and how magic relates to the story and stuff. I mean, there's like little stars and like it was very cute. I enjoyed it. I was glad that I was able to read it, and I was also very glad I was able to knock it out as fast as I did. So that is my current update for you. I don't really have any other updates for you. Like I said, tonight I'm going to go to the Muni and see Beautiful, which is the Carole King musical. I have never seen it before. I've heard it's wonderful, so I'm really looking forward to it. Other than that, it's just been a lot of prepping because we leave in a couple of weeks for Florida and we're driving, so making sure we have everything we need has been fun, but also not really. I had to do all this kind of stuff for work so that I could get health insurance, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I don't really have any other updates for you. I think I'm gonna get the kids to go for a walk with me later and just kind of start maybe noticing some things, maybe work on some reading with Cadence, like, here, read this street name, you know, keep them sharp, along with doing their 15-minute pages every day. I'm trying to get our summer into a routine because as a working mom and one that works from home pretty frequently, I need a routine. I need to make sure that these kids are doing something other than just being in front of a TV or in front of a tablet. They wake up, they have breakfast, they do some chores, they do some stuff out of a workbook, they have to read a little bit, and then I really do try to get them outside. And so I think I will be trying to do that this afternoon, even if it's just a little walk around the neighborhood, because I could use some sunshine and it's a sunshiny day. The kids could use some sunshine, the dogs could use some sunshine. So we'll see how it goes. That might be on the agenda today as well. I have not started another book and I have shelved Clockwork Angel for now, just because I don't have the time or the brain cells to function with that one right now, when I'm really just trying to focus on getting things done for the Friends Readathon that I'm doing this month. This weekend, Lexi and Gavin are hosting like a summertime staycation sleepover, so I'm hoping to get involved in some of that a little bit as well. They're just reading some fun books. That's where that is. The next book I am going to pick up though, which I'm probably going to start today, hopefully at some point, is Girl Serpent Thorn. This is for the love triangle prompt for Rachel. So I'm going to hopefully get this done. This book has barely 300 pages. So this will take me a couple days, you know, assuming I can. It has 311 pages. I'm looking forward to it. I heard wonderful things. I'm excited to get it started. So yes, there you go. There you have it. That's all I got for you. Maybe later today, I will be able to put the new cherry blossoms that I got in the mail up on the bookshelves. Justin is in there sleeping, so clearly I will not be doing that right now. Muni this evening, so hopefully I can see how things go. So I hope you guys are having a really great day. I hope you guys are having a really great week. I hope you guys are getting outside and enjoying the weather if it's nice where you are, and I hope that everything is going well for you, and I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. Bye.